I'm going to show you how to get started in Pal World. So if you're an actual new player, I'm going to walk you through all the steps from gathering your first piece of wood all the way to building your base. First, you know your options. There's multiplayer servers, and then there's also playing with up to 3 friends in a single player game. Those are your choices. Multiplayer servers you have no control over, and they keep going even when you're offline. Single player games goes off the host game, so whoever has the best PC should host it, or whoever's online the most should host it. In order to do that, you start a game, hit create new world, give it a name. You can make custom settings, change anything that you want to make it easier or harder, and then multiplayer, set it to on if you want to play with your friends. Hit OK, and then start the game. After that, you'll be prompted to create a character. Go ahead and do that, and then start the game again. Once you get in, you'll find yourself here. Now go ahead and open up the menu. It's tab on PC. I don't know what it is on Xbox. Go over to the options button over here, and there's an invite code. You'll get this code, and you'll give it to your friends who want to join you. And then on that main menu, there's a join multiplayer parentheses code. Click that. Have them click that, put this code in, and then they can join you. And then you're ready to go. First thing you want to do is run down the hill and go down here, and you can find things like wood and stone on the ground like this. Go ahead and activate this fast travel. These are fast travels. You get 1 extra technology point when you get these. You'll have to discover them across the map in order to get them all, but then you'll be able to fast travel around the map using those. If you open up your inventory, you can see all your items here. There's key items as well, which you get later on. Here's all your weapon slots, accessories, all your armor and stuff. On the right, you see your health and your food. You see your player level as well, and your stats over here. And when you level up, you can click the enhanced stats button and then be able to level up your stats. So I went and got a level so I could show you. Enhanced stats, pick something like, say, plus to weight, and then hit OK, and now permanently increase your weight. Something else, there's the party tab over here. This is where your pals will be. I'll show you that in a second. Technology is where you're going to go to spend technology points. Every level you get, you'll get technology points, and you'll unlock new techs. Some of the earliest game ones you'll need are going to be the pal box. That's how you make a base. Pal sphere so you can catch pals. Wooden chests so you can store things away. And then wooden structure sets so you can build a base. And repair benches are nice for repairing tools. You'll already start with primitive workbench, stone axe, stone pickaxe, and these things, which are nice to get started with. The next tab over is the pal deck. This is like the Pokédex from Pokemon. It'll keep track of all the pals you've ever encountered. On this new character, there won't be much, but every time you see one, it'll be in here. If you've caught it, you'll be able to see the habitat and see where they live. And then there's the guild tab, and this is really for multiplayer servers more than anything. You can have a guild, and you can have people join it so you can all work on the same bases. So now I move back to my main save file. One thing you need to know is M is to open the map. Xbox, I don't know what it is going to be one of your buttons. You can see the map whenever you want. You're going to start here by default, and you're probably going to want to run up towards the center of the map where you'll be able to find more fast travels and more pals. Also on the way, grab these stones, or alternatively, you can just punch these stones in order to get stone at first, although it's much faster to pick them up off the ground than it is to punch the stones. The same thing's going to go for the wood and the trees. You can punch the trees, or you can also find random sticks on the ground like this one over here to get yourself started on getting some wood and some stone. Once you have enough, you can press B to open the build menu. I don't know what it is on Xbox, whatever button it is. And then you won't have all the things I have here, but you will in the beginning have a primitive workbench under the production tab. So you can go ahead and put that down and then hold whatever button it says there to build. Then press that button to select the recipe, and then you'll be able to go in here and build things. If you have enough wood, you'll be able to make a stone pickaxe and a stone axe to get yourself started. Then once you have those, you'll be able to use them on the different things. So pickaxe on the stone, and you'll be able to use the axe on the wood, and now you can finally start getting some resources. As you run around, you might find pal spheres on the ground like this, but if you want to make your own, once you have that recipe unlocked in technology, you'll be able to go up to these with a pickaxe in order to get paldium fragments. You'll also get 1 paldium fragment every 10 stone when mining a stone outcrop. Then once you do that, you'll be able to add a primitive workbench, be able to make the pal spheres. And so then you can craft pal spheres, and then you'll be able to go and catch pals. So in order to catch a pal, easiest way in the beginning for these weak ones is go up to them with any weapon, or if you made the actual weapon, the bat or whatever it was, you can use that. You're going to weaken them until they get low, and then you're going to throw the pal sphere at them. The weaker they are, the easier it is to catch. The higher level they are, the harder it is to catch, and eventually you'll have to move on to higher level spheres. So right now in my game, I'm all the way up to using hyper spheres, and this is something you'll get way later on in order to catch higher level pals. But the basic pal spheres will last you all the way to maybe level 15 pals. Once you get to level 20 pals, even if they get weak, it'll only be like a 10% chance to catch them or less. So you eventually have to upgrade. But for now, that's all you're going to need is just normal pal spheres. So we're talking about base. If you go to the pal tab under the build menu, go to pal box. You can put down a pal box and build it. This will make you a base, and this is where you can have pals out and about. So I can go in here and put a bunch of land balls in here, and they'll be running around the base doing their thing. Every pal has its own stats. So we see on the right, there's work suitability. For example, this one can do lumbering. That's all it can do. Some can do transporting. Some can do a combination. Handiwork, planting, kindling, water. Each of those things have different uses at your base. So as you slowly go through the game and start unlocking new technologies, you'll need different things. So for example, if you want a berry plantation, in order to do a berry plantation, you're going to need a pal that has watering. So for example, the Pingoulet can do watering. It's the watering can one. But you'll also need ones that can do the planting and gathering. One for each at least. And then when you put it on the berry plantation, when it's time to water it, the watering one will eventually water it, and then the other one will plant it and then gather it, or whatever. Plant and then water, then gather, whatever order. And they'll do all the stuff. The other thing is later on, you'll get infinite stone and infinite wood if you get the stone pit and the logging site. But in order to get infinite wood and infinite stone from those, you have to build those in your base. And then you have to find one that has the lumbering skill or the mining skill, and put those in your base down at the pals at the base section, and then they'll go ahead and mine it or whatever. They'll also mine the things around the base, and these will respawn while at your base. So if I mine this stone up, in a day, it'll come back even though it's in the boundaries of my base. So your pals will slowly passively gather those as well. So if you find a good spot with lots of ore or lots of coal or lots of sulfur or something, you put a base right next to it, put down pals, and they'll just slowly gather them. But in order for them to gather them and bring them back, you're going to want to put down wooden chests as well, and that'll give them somewhere to take it to. And that's where pals with the transporting skill come in handy, because they'll pick things up one at a time and take them over to chests and put them away. So having a pal with transporting skill is very nice. Also, kindling is important. It's something you'll need later on. Later on, you'll get to refine ore into ingots, maybe level 20 or so, I think it was. I don't remember when exactly, 15, 20, 25. And you'll have to have a pal that has kindling in order to do that. Something else that's handy to know is you can force pals to work for you from your party, not just at the pal base, but at your party, by just throwing them at something that they can deal with. Like this one has mining, so if I throw him at an ore, he'll start mining it, for example. Same thing for lumbering on the trees or something, anything like that. But back at the pal box, something worth mentioning is there's a button called base upgrade. So if you go to base upgrade, it'll give you, it has these missions you have to go through to upgrade your base level. Doing it's really important because upgrading your base level will increase the maximum number of pals that can work at your base, and it'll increase the number of bases that you can have. Now, as for pals, you can throw them out the bottom left, and by default, you can look up the binds, but on keyboard, it's E to throw it out, and then it should attack if you have them near like that. You can also, with a pal out, hold number 4 or whatever is on Xbox, have these different commands. I command it to not attack at all and just sit here if I want. You can use pals in order to weaken enemies for you so that you can throw spheres at them. I did not mean to throw my good sphere at that chicken, but yeah, you can throw spheres at them and catch them. And now at this point, once you get to this stage, your job is to run around and catch pals in order to level up. You'll get bonus XP for the first 10 of every pal that you catch, and that XP scales to your level, so catching pals will always level you at a pretty consistent rate. Then starting at level 6, you'll get a pal gear workbench that you can build, which will let you build saddles. You won't be able to see the saddles until you catch the associated pal. The first one that you'll be able to ride is a Melpaca. It's faster than running, but it's pretty slow still. Then later you can get a Direwolf, which is a lot faster. But then eventually at level 12, you can get the Ichthyodeer, and this is the fastest ground mount all the way to like level 40 or something. And once you get that, you are all set. You can run around, you can explore, you can catch pals, and from there, the game gets pretty straightforward. You can also build anywhere, even outside of your base, especially when it comes to things like foundations. At first, you'll just have wood foundations and walls and structures, but eventually you'll unlock stone as well. Building in this game is kind of weird. It's very rudimentary right now in early access, but you can go ahead and build, but you can't like build up or connect like foundations or anything. Like once I run out of room over here, it's just like I'm just done. So you kind of got to find flat ground to build on. So you can build foundations like that. You can go back to the build menu. You can put up, you know, a wall with a window. You could put a wooden door. You could put stairs leading up to the door. You know, you could build a stairway up into the sky if you want to. Make like a ling-ling, if you know what that is from Ark. And you can also make defensive walls and roofs and flat roofs like this. And wooden triangle walls to go alongside certain, you know, slants and things. So there's a lot of different options, different ways you can build, but it's still very rudimentary because it's early access. But that's how to build actual buildings. Later on, you'll run into problems with resources. You'll need ore, you'll need sulfur, you'll need coal. So coal can be found up north in later areas of the game. Sulfur, same thing. You can also find a lot of sulfur at the mountain over here. I haven't explored the whole map, but I know where some of this stuff is. Quartz, I'm actually not familiar. I'm assuming it's up in the ice area or something. And those are things you'll run into much later on in the game. Not really relevant for this how to start guide. Also, important to note in your inventory, when you have food, you can find food from berries and things. You can cook it at the campfire or cooking pots later on stuff. In order to use it, just right-click it, and then it'll say, who do you want to use it on? You can use it on yourself. This is how you keep yourself from starving to death. And later on, you get feed pouches, which you can put in the food slot right here, which will auto-feed your tames and your party members without you having to do it manually. You'll also encounter bosses in the world. This is one of the lowest, I think this is the lowest level one. This is Chillette. You'll find it right here. And you can fight these and capture these. They'll give you a set amount of XP every time. They'll respawn every day, so you can kill them every single day. They'll also give you the ancient technology points on the first kill. And they'll give you ancient civilization parts, which are used for building some of the things that are unlocked with the ancient technology points. So that's how you get those, and that's what bosses are. There's also towers. There's the Tower of the Rain Syndicate is the first one we'll get to. There's bosses in there to fight for the same kind of rewards. And there's bosses all over the map. You can see that I have a bunch that are shown. When you get near and explore part of the map, it'll just show them on the map then. So as you explore, you'll just find them. So you'll just run around, you'll explore, you'll get fast travels, you'll catch pals, you'll find new ones that you like. You can also go to your party and see their abilities. And you can change out their abilities as they unlock them. When you're low levels, they'll only have 1 or 2 abilities, but later on, they'll get multiple. You can also teach them abilities with things called skill fruits, which you'll find around the map on trees and chests and these like special trees and different things. And you can use these to force teach a certain type of ability to them. Another thing you need to know about is gold coins. You'll get these from certain enemies, and there are shops around the map. The simplest one to go to is right here called the Small Settlement. There's merchants there that you can buy and sell items, and you can also buy and sell your pals. So that's one way to get money and spend money, and that's everything about that. After that, the game pretty much teaches you. It has, do this, do that, build this, and after knowing the basics, you should be able to learn the rest pretty easily. So I just wanted to make a quick how to start guide. I made one before. I'm kind of making another follow-up one right now. So hopefully this one is able to help you out. If you're having any trouble about how to just get started, get your feet off the ground on this game, hopefully now you have a better idea of how to start in Palworld.